Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It is May 14th, 2023, and to those of you who are celebrating Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my mom, to my mother-in-law, to my wife, to my sisters, and to all those other women out there in my life and who are supporting us. You've done a fantastic job, so keep up the great work. All right, if it's not Mother's Day where you are, just enjoy the rest of the video. All right, today is the day that I write my postcards. I've got 8 official ones that I can write today, so that means that my postcards have been getting to their places in pretty good time. I even received a postcard, or sent a postcard to China, and it got there in less than a month. I was pleased about that. That is not normally the case when sending any mail to some of the Asian countries. So mail is getting to some places pretty quick. Even I sent a letter to England, and it got there within a week. So yeah, pretty happy about that. So I hope these postcards fly as well and get there to their destinations quickly. All right, let's get started with 8 different selections that I can do officially. I got a pretty good mix of countries too. I'm pretty happy with that. The first one I have here is going off to Italy, and she lives in northern Italy. She likes collecting postcards of every kind you want to send. Always welcome. If you don't know what to choose, how about landscapes, monuments, views of your country, folklore, costumes, traditions of your country, fashions, cakes, sweets, books, funny, or a Christmas theme, but not multi-view. She also collects stamps, so put nice stamps on the postcards, which I can do. So I've chosen this card. We've got a fishing boat. You can see the little Canadian flag on it. This is going down the Miramichi River here in New Brunswick. So it is something traditional. We have lots of fishing going on in my province. You can see a bit of the views, and you got a Canadian flag in the picture. So there's one. The next one is going not as far away. It's going here in Canada. So I got another address in Canada. I'm very happy about that. This one's going to Ontario. He's 21 years old, originally born in Israel, but moved to Canada when he was 8. Kind of forgotten his Hebrew by now, but wants to relearn it someday. He has a couple dogs. He collects coins, banknotes, stamps, beer coasters, and vinyl records. Majoring in politics and governance. Hopes to minor in geographic analysis and in French. So he's got quite a variety of things that he is studying at school. Would like to get some of the things that he collects in an envelope if you're willing to send them. He also, his sports team are the Toronto Maple Leafs. Sorry about that. And sorry they just got eliminated. The Toronto Raptors, they didn't make the playoffs. Toronto Blue Jays, they're having a good season, so you should be happy about that. And the Cleveland Browns. Sorry about that one too as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Make sure you write the date on your postcards. That seems to be the trend with everybody you're sending a postcard to. They want the date. And I understand they want to know when it was originally posted and how long it took to get there. Sometimes Postcrossing shows when it gets there, but if you don't collect the mail right away, or say for example me, I collect these, or I send these, or try it again, I print these addresses on Sunday, write them up, and they get in the mail Monday. That means they're already 1 day behind in when they're being sent, so it doesn't really take as many days. All right, he likes national, state, or provincial and city flag postcards, sports team postcards, aviation buses cards, maps of your country, views of your town, wildlife, UNESCO heritage, shaped cards, history themed cards, blue cats, world postcard. So a variety. I'm sending this one. He asked for city views, so there you have the city view on the back. The skyline is kind of changing now since this postcard. You have the Avenir Center, which is where our local hockey team plays, which is the Moncton Wildcats in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. So I think that touches on some of the things. You want sports teams, you want city views. There he has it. I don't think there's any buses or anything in that shot, but there we go. All right, this next card is going off to Massachusetts in the United States. So another one not going too far away, should get there pretty quickly. He's a gentleman in his 30s, and he has a wife and a daughter. He loves working on bonsai trees and building them on his enormous stamp collection. So he's going to want some stamps in this. What kind of postcard to send me? He's interested in postcards from your town or city, tourist postcards, trees, military history, police, Disney for her daughter or his daughter, 50 style pinups, or whatever you like sending me. He's an avid stamp collector, so the more stamps the better. Also appreciates the effort, will never be upset getting them. Not a really big fan of handmade cards, nor 1 cent envelopes. So even though he's a stamp collector, he just prefers to have nice stamps on his postcards. So that's kind of cool. Seriously happy with whatever gets in his mailbox. So I'm gonna send this one. He talks about military history and local. So this is the Albert County Museum here in New Brunswick, not too far away from where I am in Moncton. And you can see some of the guns that are out front for military history, and the date on the building, 1904. So it's been around a little while. So enjoy that card. All right, this next card is going off to Germany. He has been living in Germany for 20 years. He's working in a hospital and also in a hotel. He really enjoys 3D cards. He's a huge Batman fan, so he'd like to have you talk about Batman, your experiences, what your favorite Batman movie is, if you have any sort of Batman movie-related cards, whether it's Batmobile or Batwing. He would like any of those, and he collects postcards and portraits with members of the royal family, especially Prince Carl Philip of Sweden. And he also likes hometown cards, but he loves 3D postcards, stickers, rulers showing anything. And if you can put it in an envelope, because he wants to make sure that the postcard arrives safely, as he's been having some problem with them getting damaged in the mail lately. Also collects banknotes and coins, especially those difficult to get, such as from the Vatican or San Marino, Finland, Malta, Cyprus. Yeah, so if you have any of those things, he wants you to send those along too. So I'm going to send this one. It's a 3D card of Toronto and the Niagara Falls here in Canada. So I don't have anything really Batman related. I might have some Batman stickers that I can put on there. I certainly can put it in an envelope, and I think I've got a few older banknotes too that are things that I've had for a long time, so I might be able to throw a few of those in too. Not things that are really of much value. Okay, this next card is going to Switzerland. So you can see, of all the cards I've got to send so far, they're all going to different places, which is really cool. She lives near Zurich. She's married, has 2 children, loves being with friends, traveling, writing postcards. She really likes postcards about royals, baby cats, heart motifs, keep calm and cards, cupcakes, macarons, strawberries, lighthouses, gnomes, birthday cards in August. And she doesn't really like tourist postcards or sunflower postcards. All right, so to each their own. She likes lighthouses. Lighthouses we have here in the Maritimes. So I've got this Prince Edward Island lighthouse card. Actually, just got this last week from Helen. So thank you to Helen for this. And it was close to the top, so that's why it's going back out. I think I find a lot of that I send a lot of postcards that are postcards that I've either recently got in, they're fresh in my mind, so when I'm thinking of a certain card, those are the ones I go to first. So I do have some cards that I need to kind of shuffle from the back and get into as well. All right. The next card I have is going to Lithuania, and he doesn't write very much. He just says that he's trying hard. It's hard to write, but he likes boats and cars and flowers, and he is a florist. So I have this card that I've had for quite some time, the Passion Flower, and actually it gives an explanation. It says, this beautiful waxlight flower recreates the living story of the Passion. The 10 petals depict the 10 apostles. The crest of purple filaments symbolizes the crown of thorns worn by Jesus, and the Holy Trinity is portrayed by the 3 secondary leaf brackets. 3 stigmas represent Christ and the 2 thieves on Calvary. So there's a lot of detail in that flower. So I hope as a florist, he can appreciate it. All right, moving along. This one is going to France, and lives in the northern France. He is a cyclist. He collects postcards with sexy girls or postcards with trains on them. So trains I have. Here we have the Salem-Hillsborough Railroad here in New Brunswick. So we've got a couple different images of the museum plus the bridge there. So trains we can do. And the last official one I have going out is going to India. And and she is 30 years old, originally from the Ukraine, but happily married, living in India. Fond of cooking, dancing, watching films, especially French ones. Starting to get into some Indian films as well. She likes postcards with beautiful views, local sites, places of interest of your country, culture, or anything you want to share. Postcards with food and recipes, especially local. Birthday cards near the 1st of June, so I'll be able to say happy birthday. And greetings. She also likes Sailor Moon. And of course, she likes nice stamps. If you have a chance to send anything from your country, for example, tea bags, bus tickets, bookmarks, magnets with your postcard, I'll be really happy. Says, if you want to be pen pals, let me know. P.S. If you upload a picture of the postcard, it'll be very nice. So I always do that. I always upload the pictures since I learned how to do that early on as a postcrosser. The first few ones I didn't know. I didn't see that upload button, so now people have told me about the scanning app, and I can just scan it and upload the picture. It's great. So I'm sending this one here. Got this card not too long ago. Blueberry muffins. Blueberries are everywhere down here. Oxford, Nova Scotia, which is about an hour or less than an hour from me here, is the blueberry capital of Canada. So blueberry muffins is a good recipe to send from here. All right, those are my official ones. Now let's show you a couple of the friend ones that I'm going to be sending out. We have this street art card that I got from Linda in Georgia, and so we're going to send that one off. I'm going to send this orchids card out. So this is the second week in a row that I'm sending an orchids card, different orchids each time, but yeah, another one of those going out. We have this one of the village of Millville, home of the world's largest maple leaf. Has a post office, volunteer fire department, general store, fuel station, restaurant, park, playground, school, churches, lodge, hunting camps, hairdressers, and businesses. So that's all the stuff that's going on in Millville. This one here of the Kingsbury Gardens in St. Andrews. Kingsbury Garden, 27 acres, are home to a variety of extraordinary collections, including a white garden, knot garden, bird and butterfly gardens, collections of roses and daylilies, a labyrinth and a maze, and a woodland trail. Kingsbury Garden is also home to 2 lovely ponds and a handcrafted Dutch windmill. The restored estate home now features a gift shop, garden cafe, and art gallery. I have this vintage card. It's going off of Hopewell Cape, the rocks. Showing the 2 tides, low and high tide. This card here is the Acadian Historical Village in Gloucester County, here in New Brunswick. A little bit further west from me is Vancouver. When I mean further west, like all the way to the other side of the country. But it used to be where we lived for a short time, my wife and I, for about 7 years. We have this beautiful polar bear hanging out in amongst all the flowers. Love this card. One of the ones I picked up while I was in Montreal last time. We have this card of Misty, the comic book, that I got from Michelle in England. And this one here of some beautiful colors of different scenes that you might see when you're traveling around Canada. So colors of the fall. Fall meaning autumn. This one here, some views of Prince Edward Island, including Anne of Green Gables' house up there. And finally, one of my long postcards that I got in Montreal. Here we've got some otters hanging out on their back, playing in the river. So that one is going out as well. There, I have a few things to do today. I've got cards to write. I've got mothers to see and meals to make, and just generally have a nice day. So I hope you guys have a nice day too. And if you are a mother, happy Mother's Day. If you are not a mother, but enjoy postcards. I hope you enjoyed this postcard video. Hope you've subscribed. If you haven't, make sure you do. Like, comment, and share with other people. All right, have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye.